So the question that's really burning in our minds is what's going to happen to the doghouse in the next while?
Well, this lease has 3 more years to go, and then I have a 5-year option. Do you think I'll live that long?
I hope so.
You don't know the music.
Real old timers.
I wonder if anyone.
One for the road? Well, he started in 1955. Before I was born. Not quite.
And so how did the doghouse come to be? This is what
Well,
we're
it's a strange story. A man opened the doghouse up on the next street on Dexter, and he went broke. And Bob Murray was a theater man. He was at the Music Box and the Blue Mouse, and he managed them. And he used to be out front with his big lights and all when they had a good picture, you know. So Nuppy was an organist, Mr. Nuppy. And he, one day, Hamrick fired all his organists the same day. He put in sound. So Nuppy was fired. So Nuppy lived out in Dexter Avenue, and he went by there, and he saw the sign that it was closed. So he went back to Bob, and he said, "Bob, I'm out of work." And he says, "There's a place out here on Dexter Avenue, the Doghouse, a restaurant, and it's gone broke." He said, "If we pay off the lien on the fixtures to Green Winklers, we can open it." So they did. They got together, and Nuppy ran it in the daytime, and then Bob would come out and tend bar at night, and he had a tremendous personality. And he'd bring all the show people with him.
Oh, wonderful.
It was great. So then they just kept going on, and then Nuppy had a little marital difficulties, and he sold out to Bob, and Bob owned it by himself. And I was already working for Nuppy in the daytime.
That's what I wondered. Were you a customer or were you an employee?
At that time, Bob had come to me when he bought the place, and my father lived at the Benjamin Franklin Hotel, and I mean, he worked there, and Bob lived there. He said, "Ned, I'm going to get a restaurant out on Denny Way," and he said, "Would you think your daughter would come to work for me?" And my dad says, "I don't know. You'd have to ask her." So I was working at the White Spot over on 2nd Avenue, and Bob called me, and I said, "Oh, well, I don't know. I might try it." Because he wanted me to manage it, and I was only 21. I said, "Oh, I don't want that much responsibility." He said, "Well, will you try it?" I said, "Oh, okay, I'll try it." So I tried it, and I've been trying ever since. And
Then,
it's
so that was
55
when it
years.
started, when you were 21.
When I was 21, I started.
And that wasn't this building, though, was it?
No, it was
that
the
was
one up
the
in the
other
corner.
building. And what happened
it's
to
a girly
that?
show now. That's that girly show.
Oh, you
up
mean
there.
the building is
That's the
still
old
there?
doghouse.
Oh, we'll have to go by there.
So when we were losing our lease, because Oddmans owned the building, and they thought they could make a mint because we were so busy, and they wanted to move us out. Our lease was over, and Mr. Clark went broke in this place. One of the very few places Clark's ever went broke. And Bob, they went to Bob and asked him if he wanted to buy it. And so he and I and Stella used to be my sidekick. We came down here and we sat in the bar and looked at it, and it was awful cold. And he said, "What do you think about it?" And I said, "Well, if we can warm it up, we can do it." And so he said, "Well, then we'll buy it from Clark." So we bought from Clark.
Oh, how amazing.
And closed the other doghouse 2 months ahead. And I was PG at the time, so I stayed up there and served coffee and donuts. We had to stay open as long as the lease ran. And so then Bob took, well, there was a big brick wall between the front end and the back, and we took that out. And Bob, his father was a Scot, and he was a carpenter, and he did all of our work all the time. He could do anything. Dad and I, he's passed away. That's
So the building was already here. So
this
it's even
building was
older
here.
than 1934.
But this room was built on. It was a paint store originally.
And do you know when
General
it was a paint store?
Yes, when we were up at the other building.
So that was probably in the late 20s or
No, it was in the late 30s.
late 30s?
About 1938.
Oh, right, but I thought this started in 19... Oh, I see. That's the date from...
From up there. See, that's when Bob went into business.
Right.
And so we...
So it was a paint store in
it
the
was a
late
paint store,
30s.
General Paint Company, and those men eat here every Friday that used to be in the paint store.
Still?
One man has gotten too elderly to come down, but oh, he was a dear. He was the manager. But the other three, I saw Alex out on the lot the other day, and he still comes in on Friday.
Isn't that wonderful?
There's about 3 of them still come on Friday.
So it was a paint store, and then it was the Clarks.
Then it was the Clarks.
And then it was the doghouse.
And then it was the doghouse.
And so you must have remodeled it a lot.
Oh, quite a bit. Because
Yeah.
we built this room, we built the pinball room, we built the dining room in the back, the little dining room in the back, and it didn't go clear back to the alley, and Bob put the rest of the building on.
So the doghouse, the name, actually came because that was already the doghouse.
Yeah, we couldn't tell it anything else. Everybody loved the name.
Ah,
Isn't that
that's...
funny? They love that name,
Yeah,
Doghouse.
and so all roads lead to the doghouse. Did that come from Bob Murray?
That was Bob Murray.
That was his, that was
Right.
his
All
idea.
roads lead to the doghouse.
And the collection of the dogs and the photographs, have they just evolved over the
These
years?
people that had these dogs originally were customers, but I hate to tell you how old these pictures are. But my husband, being an artist, he just redid them all and reframed them.
They're wonderful.
So they look like brand new dogs.
So a customer gave them to you?
Yes, they were all given
wonderful.
to us.
And what about the dogs in the case?
Those were given to Bob by different people for souvenirs, and we
So
through the
it's
years
just a
collected them
collection
all.
gradually,
Yeah.
gradually
I
evolved.
think they're so cute.
They're wonderful.
Do you remember this TV program you grew up here of
So you
Nomo?
Stan Boris.
Stan Boris.
That's right.
That's Nomo's daughter of TV fame.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, Stan gave us those.
Yeah.
Stan actually gave them to you?
Yes.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? I think Stan Borson and Nomo were every kid's
but
favorite.
those
yeah.
are great, wasn't they?
Yeah. That used to be
That
great.
new dog there is one of the newer. What kind of a dog is he?
That white
Basset
one.
Hound,
The white
aren't
one.
they?
No, the
white
white
one on the
one. The white
leopard
one's a
skin,
new
right.
dog. We just got him from Ramona's brother. Wanted his dog's picture up here, and that's him. That's the newest
I
dog
forget
in here.
what those are called.
I do too.
And they've all got names printed right on them.
Yes, John did all the artwork.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, that's what comes from having an artist husband. When I married John, I said, if you don't cook any meals, I won't draw any pictures. So we've always kept our bargain.
So he's never really been that involved
He's
in
never
the dog.
been
It's
involved
been all
in the
your
rest of it.
thing.
No, it's always been mine, and he's always been the Seattle Times.
Oh.
And we go to all the Seattle Times parties and things, and they have a retirement party for the Times, and I think there was 65 of us at the last one. And we had it out at
Wonderful.
Blue Ridge Clubhouse.
And what exactly does he do in the Times?
He was an artist.
Oh, he did all the
He did
artwork.
all the artwork.
Oh, isn't that
Not all
great?
of it. They had 5 artists.
Yeah.
But, John and and oh gosh, I can't remember all their names through the years. That Alan Pratt's father was the head before John was, and John's been there, as I say, he was there 36 years. He's retired now.
May I help you?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Ming.
Ming. Right. And how long have you been working here in the doghouse?
Oh, total time about 10 years altogether.
10
I was
year
here at one time for 3 years and come back for 7.
And how do you find it differs from other places that you've worked?
Well, it's sort of family type of atmosphere in a lot of ways, especially during the day. We get a lot of repeat customers.
So you get a lot of people who like to come back.
Oh, some of them have been here when they were babies.
And do you think that's because of the food or the atmosphere, or?
Well, I think a little of both. It's a comfortable atmosphere.
And how do you find that differs from the trend in Seattle for being modern and flash and all the kind of new downtown image?
Well, I think people are more comfortable here. They know what to expect. It's never changes, always the same. People are the same. Food's the same.
And what about the waitresses?
Oh, we're the same too, definitely.
Maybe you could tell us a bit about the food. I can see some really nice pies there. What kind of pies have you got?
Oh, we've got custard and coconut cream, banana cream, apple, cherry, boysenberry.
They look really delicious.
They are.
And they look like the traditional kind of pies you get in America. Are they made here at the doghouse?
No, I think they're made in Bellevue.
In Bellevue.
Bellevue.
And what else have you got on your menu?
Well, I think the menu is the same as it's been for 55 years now. We have specialized in ham and eggs anytime. All kinds of good sandwiches. We have a Bob's Burger named after the original owner. Really good.
And the pooch and the mutt, I see.
Oh yeah, the pooch is a hot dog.
Ah, the pooch is a hot dog.
And the mutt is a hamburger with ham.
Right. Oh, well, thank you very much. We're going to let you get back to work.
Thanks.
Bye.
Alberta. These are tourists from Lethbridge, Alberta.
We're just doing a video here just to do the doghouse. The doghouse has been here for so many years.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about coming here? Is this the first time you've been here?
Yes, it is the first time. I was a little bit leery at first, and it's kind of dark for my liking. I like the morning sun for breakfast time.
So the darkness won't nearly put you off. But since you're inside, how does it feel?
Well, it looks like everyone's seated comfortably and having a good meal, so
Great.
we're going to tackle it.
Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Come here, breakfast, and ask you a couple questions. We're just curious about how you find the doghouse. This is your first visit to the doghouse?
Staying right here at the Quality, and we asked for a place to eat other than continental breakfast. I have to eat breakfast before I go anywhere and start. And so she's recommended this place.
And how do you find it?
Fine, very good so far.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Great. Thank you.
You know how long these people have been coming in here since 1935?
Oh, well, we better talk to them.
1935.
Do you mind if...
We like the food here, and that's about it.
Can you tell us how you feel that the doghouse has changed over the years?
Well, it seems as though in recent months, there's less people eating in here.
And what about Seattle itself? Do you find that Seattle has changed a lot?
Oh, yes.
And you prefer to come to the doghouse than any of the other newer?
Well, we live in a retirement home, and we come over once a week or so and get blueberry pancakes. But we used to come just about every lunch time.
Every day?
That's previous to 4 years ago.
Wonderful. It's nice to have a place that you can go to and feel at home in.
Yeah, beats washing dishes.
That's for sure. Thank you. Just asking people what they feel about the doghouse, how long they've been coming here.
Well, I've been down here for several years. It's a very, very nice place. It's old-fashioned, but it's nice.
You get the kind of food that you want and the kind of service that you want?
Excellent.
Excellent. Great. Do you work near here? Is that how you started coming?
No, I'm retired.
You're retired, so you come down for breakfast or a cup of coffee?
True.
Do you find that you get to talk to people here more than you would in another restaurant? Or?
A lot of people to talk to.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Don't mind you knowing my age. I'm 72, and I gave notice the other day. When I'm 80, I'm quitting.
When you're 80, you're
I'm quitting. Yeah.
And how do you think you'll feel when you're not here every day, or how many days a week do
I'll
you
work part-time when I'm 80.
You think you will?
Yeah, I couldn't leave the place for good.
A couple other things we were wondering about. So, how did you come to work here?
Well, I was going to work, and I heard about the doghouse, and I thought I'd try it. And I'm kind of surprised that I was hired, because I said no weekends, and I didn't want to work 40 hours a week, and I wanted an early morning day shift. And Laurie, the boss, the owner, just happened to say, well, we've got one coming up. Somebody was quitting. Donnie Miles on the counter. I'm going back to 1963.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about the doghouse that people really like? Why do they keep coming back?
Well, it's a family place. We have lots of children, especially in the summertime when tourist season. And we keep color crayons and something for them to color. Would you like to color? You look like a kid.
Yeah, that's great.
And the prices and the food. Yeah.
The prices being reasonable.
Yes.
And the food being so good.
You've eaten everything.
Yeah, I love the food. Yeah, I love the food. Gravy on the fries, that's one thing I always really
You like French fries?
Yeah. The other thing we thought about, have you got any real quirky stories that you can think of? Things that have happened while you've been working here?
Around my birthday in March one time, customer asked me how old I was going to be. He heard that I was going to have a birthday soon, and I wasn't feeling good. I was coming down with the flu or something, and he said, well, how old are you going to be? And I said, well, I feel like I'm going to be 102. And he said, yeah, JL, but you could pass for 90 anytime. Just checking their coffee here.
I think one thing that we've felt a lot is just the feeling of places like this in Seattle are so much the heart of Seattle, and as it's being changed so fast.
Oh, it's changing.
You just don't know where to go anymore to just feel at home.
Not old-fashioned anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's why I just wondered how you felt about how
Well,
Seattle's
I've had a lot
changed.
of offers, but you know, I don't mind being in the business, and I've been in it all my life. I started in a restaurant when I was 12.
Yeah.
My parents were in Florida, and the boom was over, and my uncle said, well, Mildred, that's my mother, is the best cook I've ever eaten after. Why don't you open a restaurant? I've got an empty real estate office. So I've been in it ever since I was 12.
then. Isn't that amazing?
It was great. And I've never minded either. It's been a great life. And you meet the most wonderful people.
I think that must be why this place feels so good.
I
Because
think
there's
and because we're all just about the same class. We enjoy this type of people.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is our kind of people.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, the concern that when places like this go, where do people go?
That's
you know,
right.
Where do you go where you can feel at
There won't be
ease?
any more old-fashioned places.
I don't think
They
there are
have to go to
any
the
left.
different ones that have been more modern places.
Yeah.
And of course, I suppose a lot of old-timers don't want to, but you'd be surprised at 5 o'clock. We're full of old-timers. They like that kind of food.
Well, and even the young people that I met, the same. You know, they still
like that
come
kind
in.
of food
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Mhm. They want good hamburgers. We don't put any filler in them. They're just exactly the way they ought to be.
And is that the way they started out right from the beginning?
Right from the beginning.
Good,
we serve
pure meat hamburgers.
Good pure meat hamburgers and a nice size bun. You know, it's not the smallest bun like some of them use. Gosh, you can't hardly see the bun.
You can't. No,
Yeah.
no. I think that's.
I don't think you felt like you had anything to eat when you eat one. But I just simply like a good hamburger.
Yeah.
And that's what this business was built on, was good
A
hamburger.
good hamburger. No, that is
Barbecued
American.
beef sandwiches. In fact, I don't know if this cook does, but my last cook still used my mother's recipe for barbecue sauce.
Isn't that great?
Mom had a wonderful recipe. Years and years ago in Florida, they paid $50 for the recipe. And we used it in all the business we were in.
Wait till he tells us.
You guys ought to check
I'm not going to be here. Both of us don't live in Seattle anymore. We're both from Seattle. But we're both, you know, sort of happen to be here.
This place is good. Oh, who will?
suppose another thing is just any kind of, are there any stories you can think of that have happened over the years, sort of interesting anecdotes in the
Well, there's been a lot of
history of the
interesting
place?
marriages in this place, and a lot of interesting customers, I'll tell you. It's hard to separate them all. Retirement people from every place come here. They just love it. And the people from out of town, they can't believe this place. They don't have places like that in other towns.
No, I don't think so. I think it's unique in the world.
I do too.
I really do.
You have to go to a place like London to see an old place.
Yeah, but there it's not the same. I think
No,
this is
it's
so
changing.
American. It's got that wonderful kind of warm, friendly American feeling about
That's
it.
right. Just to all come to the doghouse. We had the sailors, we had the soldiers, and we had the Marines, and they used to stand by the music machine on Christmas Eve and cry. You know, those kids, I used to feel so sorry for them. I used to feel so sorry for them because they were so far from home. And it just was amazing the number of boys that went through here. And it's amazing the number of boys that came back through here and they had to go see the doghouse again. It was just, it's been great. A lot of servicemen have come back here to see us.
Yeah, they must have felt they could really just kind of have a
Used to
good
be
time and
one young
forget their
sailor,
worries.
his boat was out by the Ballard Bridge, and I lived in Ballard. So he used to have a girlfriend in Seattle, and he would wait till 2 o'clock in the morning to ride home with me when I got through. But we had to close during the war because we had red meat points, and we didn't want to run out of meat. So we had to close during the war. And this young man used to wait for me, and then he'd ride home with me. And then once in a while I'd loan him my car to take his girl out. And he married her.
Oh!
And he still, once in a while, he lives around here someplace in Seattle. Once in a while he has dropped in, and it's always nice to see him.
That's wonderful.
He always tells me, remember when you loaned me your car and I proposed to my girl? That, we had an awful close feeling with our customers, always close.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
We always felt like everybody was friends, and that's the way it's got to be. If we ever have trouble with anyone, if we're nice to them, they're nice to us. And a lot of people we have trouble with and say we'd rather you didn't come in anymore. Once in a while they come back at a later date, but they never cause any trouble. They want to be here, and we want them to be nice.
That's great. I suppose that's one of the rare things that's going. I mean, when you think about the new trend in, restaurants and business
Well,
and
they never
everything.
get to know the girls that wait on them. They don't hardly speak to them. It's odd, isn't it?
It's more kind of
And here,
give me what I
everybody
want.
knows their customers, and we let the girls work the same stations all the time because customers like that.
So they
Other
can go
places
to
they change them, and you don't ever have the same girl twice.
Yeah.
But here, the customer likes the same girl. JL's had this station, I don't know how many years. How many years you worked back here, JL?
Oh, about 25.
About 25.
Yeah.
And
Right after the
Jean
room was built.
Tonkin, yeah.
Jean Tonkin was here then, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She sent a hello to me one day with somebody. Who was
It was good to see Harriet yesterday.
Wasn't she? She looked good. Our musician Harriet that was here so many, many years. Wonderful.
Played the organ.
Played the organ, and she was just tops. But there was the daughter of one of the men that eat here all the time passed away. And quite a few of the old timers got together and went to the funeral. That's nice.
Is there still organ music then in the bar?
Yes, Dick Schrum took
Dick
took
Schrum.
Harriet's place, and
He
he
used to
still.
be playing in and I recognize his name.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mean Dick. Dick does come in, but Dickerson is our man.
Oh, Dick
Dickerson.
Right.
But Dick Schrum still comes in here because he's a friend of Dick Dickerson's, and they play together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Dick Schrum will play the organ, and Dick Dickerson will move over to the piano because he's quite a pianist. And they have quite a jam session when they get together.
That sounds great.
Dick Schrum is cute. He did play here at one time, Dick did. And then he went in the restaurant business himself. I don't know if it didn't work out or what. He's not in it anymore.
Not in it anymore.
No. It's a hard business to be in, unless you love it.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed it. I've never found it hard.
Isn't that wonderful?
I got a new cook a while back, and I couldn't believe it. He's very young. I suppose he's about 35. And I thought, I don't know, but I had to have a cook. So I hired him, and you know that kid is just marvelous.
He does just the way you want him.
I went out this morning, I told him, I said, I had spaghetti and meatballs last night, and that was the best spaghetti. I said, I didn't think a fellow your age could make spaghetti like that.
There you go.
It was really good.
It's still a
Real
tradition.
cute boy.
And what other kind of things did you have time to do anything else besides manage the doghouse? I mean, did you,
Well, I
besides going
bowled.
traveling?
I'm bold, I've traveled, and I've played golf.
Bowled and golf.
Uh-huh. I've always been interested in
Active.
sports, and we go to ball games. But it is really quite an experience to be here every day.
Every day.
Uh-huh.
Sunday included.
Diane is the lady that you talked to out front that you talked to the other day that's the manager.
Right.
Diane waited tables here for many, many years, and I really needed someone to help me. They got so much bookwork on you now that it's terrible. So I said to Diane one day, how would you like to learn some of this up here? No, she says, I don't want to do anything but wait tables. And so about a year later, she said to me, you know, you asked me that once. You know, I got to thinking, I might like that. She's just tremendous. She does the schedule, she does the payroll, and she's just terrific.
So you finally got a break.
Yeah, and she's been here for over 20 years.
Isn't that wonderful? That really says something for a place.
She's been here 25 years. Because she's 46, and she came when she was 21. We all come when we're 21.
Yeah, and here you
Then we
are.
forget to grow old.
That's great.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Everybody should live their own life.
Yeah.
That's the way I've lived, and that's the way my folks let me live. This was my choice. My mother was very disappointed when I quit college. She wanted
Little
me
did she know you'd be famous.
she wanted me to be a school teacher, I think, because when I went to college, you were a school teacher or a nurse or something, just about three
Yeah.
things. And I didn't want to be any of those things.
But don't you think when you're working around people in a situation like this, you've got just as much of a positive effect
You do.
as if you were doing
They
something in that?
really do enjoy knowing you.
I think that's really true, and that's just as beneficial.
It's really great.
And
to
especially because it's what
touch
you love
their
to do.
lives.
Yeah.
You feel like you're touching their lives, and we know all the problems, not all of them, because you don't have time to talk about them. Some people you stay away from them. Their problems. You never mentioned that. It's really great to be around them.
And I'm sure that all their lives touch you as well, which is really
That's
rewarding.
right, and they influence it. My
Positive.
husband, he likes to come over and do the painting and things, and he never even tells anybody he's my husband.
Incognito.
Yeah, he just loves to do things. He's very ambitious. I wouldn't
Well-
think anybody as old as we are still likes to work that hard.
No. Yeah, well, I think it's wonderful. You've really enjoyed.
And he does too.
Yeah.
How long you been eating here, Wayne?
Lori.
How long you been eating here?
Been eating here? Well, let's see. It must be 30. Yeah, 30 some years.
Yeah. How old are you?
Younger than you.
He's a year younger than me, and he never lets me forget it. I just wanted him to know how old you were.
Here comes someone else.
He's my CPA. This is his other half.
And I wonder what's going to happen when if the doghouse does have to go in
I
a
don't
few
know, let's
years' time.
ask
What's
Jim.
going to happen to everybody?
What's going to happen to us, Wayne, if we have to leave at end of 3 years?
Leave where?
Here.
Here? Oh. We'll have to open up our own little spot. Man. Well, you're moving up not too far from us, so...
So we can kind of get together and have a bridge game in the afternoon or something? We do. You want to see the size of that patio.
You can call it my place.
That apartment, it's got a porch as long as that seat.
Does it?
I can't believe it. We moved into an apartment. I couldn't believe the length of the porch. And overlooking Lake Union.
And now
Oh,
you're going to fit all your customers in there.
yeah, we can put a table in there and have lunch.
That sounds wonderful. So you're moving into town after
Moving
all
into
these
town.
years.
Yeah, after 35 years. But we never did really feel like country people because we were always in the city.
In town,
John
yeah.
came to the Times. I'm laughing until I'm crying. Gotta get my hanky here.
Oh, that sounds like it's
Gosh, I
gonna be
always
great.
laugh. That's always been my trouble. Never been able to wear mascara because I always cry when I laugh. And when I'm tickled and I like things, I laugh. Laugh anyway. No
Well.
sense, no feeling.
after you heated it. Oh, that's right. Like I said, I was
I'll put imitation cream on you if you don't get it.
Well, it was sort of neat. It was red and long. I liked it better than this one, to be honest.
Did you?
Yeah.
The first original one.
The original doghouse. Yeah.
And what was the atmosphere different? Were there dogs all over the place?
No,
or?
they had the same sign as they have today.
They did. They had the same
that
sign.
was hanging over the counter, and it was just.
And it was lively and fun.
Yeah, it was a neat place. Yeah.
And what was Bob Murray like? That's what we've been
he was
curious.
a nice guy.
Was he?
Yeah, he never said too much. He just always sort of stood in the background.
Yeah.
Some lady sort of used to run it. I forget what her name was. But
Yeah, I wonder if that's the same person who runs it now. Yeah,
sure
yeah. And you've been coming ever since 1934?
Yeah, since I was a kid. You know,
That's fantastic.
You know, used to be right on the foot of Queen Anne, you know.
Yeah.
And right down in here, this is where they used to hold circuses and stuff when they'd come to town.
Here?
There wasn't any buildings and things.
Oh, really? You can remember that?
Oh, sure. I was born and raised around here.
In Seattle, right in this area.
I remember the regrade when a lot of these homes here were, so this was all cut away. A lot of the homes were sitting up 50, 75 feet, and you had to go up old wooden steps to go and visit somebody because it kept cutting away around them.
So you actually remember when they were doing the Denny regrade?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Fascinating.
But the doghouse was a very popular place for years and years.
And it still is?
Still is.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was, I think, a little more strategic location.
Yeah, this is a little more out of the way. But it's lasted all these years.
It sure has.
Amazing. Well,
There's only 2 places that are open 24 hours a day now that I know of.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go pick up my dog.
Okay,
well,
thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
So we just wanted to find out why you come to the doghouse.
It's an American tradition. It hasn't changed in 30 years.
And what kind of food did you eat tonight?
A small orange juice.
A small orange juice. No hamburger?
No, the food's overpriced. It's the atmosphere.
The atmosphere. And what is it about the atmosphere?
It's vinyl.
It's vinyl.
Vinyl.
Vinyl. It's vinyl. I can agree with that. What about you?
It's fun here. We just came here from a party, just hanging out.
Have you been here before?
Unfortunately, yes, before.
So you're regulars?
No, we're not. Just
occasionals.
Yeah.
Dubious. That's a dubious
honor. Great. Thanks.
To come here regularly.
No, we don't come here all the time. He does.
Do you? Oh, we've got a regular. Now, we'd like to know why you're a regular at the doghouse.
Dick Dickerson.
Of course. But where is he tonight?
I've been wondering that.
Have you seen him play before?
Oh yeah, many times.
And he's good.
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's the male Ethel Merman.
Is that right? And so you come here for Dick Dickerson rather than the food?
No, well, the atmosphere in Dick Dickerson.
The atmosphere in Dick Dickerson. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
From out of town, is that right?
We're all from it, well, except for this one.
I'm not from out of town.
This is where I live.
So what are you doing? What are you doing?
Why are you tormenting us?
We'd like to know why you come to the doghouse.
We come to the doghouse because they live like a couple blocks. That light is so oppressive. Have you ever considered I might be on drugs and don't want to be under this light?
You can always tell us the stuff.
Lux ratings, they can do these stuff. You can do this stuff with like so little light now. You don't even need like impressive lighting.
So you've kind of stumbled into the doghouse. Is
No,
that?
we live here.
Oh,
This is our neighborhood, yeah.
this is your neighborhood.
Yes.
So you come to this as your local eating
All roads
establishment.
lead to the
Quite
doghouse.
interested in this place. I'll tell you a little bit of history about this place. Now, the reason I
Doris
originally
is coming
stumbled on
to
this
us and
house
see
is
what
because
it's like.
after shows, shows, everybody would always come to the doghouse because it's open 24 hours. It's downtown. It's a nice place. The waitresses have been working here for like 50 odd years apiece and stuff like that. And this place has only been closed 3 times. Once during a terrible snowfall. Once when the heating system of the ducts here fell down on a bunch of customers. Right. So, thank you, sir. And 3rd time when they were having a strike. So 3 times in like 50 odd years. How long? 34 to 89. Someone helping.
But there is
55
no place like this anywhere in the world.
3
It
times
just
only,
remains
3
like a
days
diner.
only. This place has been
You know,
closed.
Basic food, you get service, you get.
And I'd like to point out that Mount Rainier is actually much lovelier than this.
And you can scratch off the cigarette smoke. And
This
the
is
dust.
scratch.
This is all cigarette smoke.
But wouldn't you prefer it with this kind of ancient look about it, or would you rather it was the pristine photograph?
It's not so.
Stay like
it's
this.
not ancient so much as it is. It's old.
Old. And is that? Would you say that's the main quality that you appreciate about the doghouse? It's old. It's been here.
Well, it's just
the
like
tables are
it's
old,
like
the waitresses
It's
are old,
original.
everything's
it's
old.
kitsch. It's kitsch. It's the ultimate kitsch.
For wallpaper.
You know, if it wasn't these pictures, they'd have like rugs of Jesus and JFK on the walls. And
But we
stuff like
missed
that.
the jukebox.
Little Venus de Milo's.
I heard that the jukeboxes had to be taken away because they couldn't get parts. That was why they went. Yeah.
But they look nice.
We all missed them.
That's why Tori had to be taken away the last time, too.
That's why. Excuse me?
I'm not going to say it again.
Just as long as they don't end up in some bad art project at Cornish or something. Like
Don't worry.
Okay. That's all I care about. I like it.
So where are you from? Seattle.
I've lived here for a couple of years now. Actually, this was the first night I visited Seattle 5 years ago. The first night I came here, I happened to run into the doghouse. And I've been here a number of times since there. I've lived here for like 3 years now. And
Now, if you're
Where are
interested,
you from? Can we put the
I'm from
camera
Seattle.
on? You're from Seattle? You don't sound like it.
Well, I am.
it's an affected accent.
where's Andy Warhol there from?
From Seattle.
Seattle. What are you? What
exactly
the odd man in the picture?
Oh, I'm from London.
What do you think of the doghouse?
I love it. There's nothing like this in London.
I can't tell, but his tape deck is on. His tape deck is on record here.
I like.
So, what have you ordered?
Cheeseburger deluxe with fries.
It's not a pooch burger.
No, it's no pooch burger. I don't eat anything they don't talk about, they don't describe. But I'd like some vinegar. Do you have some vinegar?
I don't, but we could ask the waitress. Not to... Go ahead and sit down and you can describe what you've ordered.
Well, I've ordered the same thing exactly.
The same thing exactly. Another deluxe cheese.
And like most buns, you can't get that particular sheen to it. You know? It's like, you see how it's just like you move your fingers through it. You know?
Like Prince William
beautiful.
What is this little red tree going out of the top?
This is what you call a
Oh, don't pull us
no,
up in
it's
the
not toothpick. It's something more. It's called a pip spike or something like that. But it's gone now. There it is.
And have you had any hamburgers which you prefer in Seattle?
There are better hamburgers in Seattle. For the best hamburger in Seattle, for down and dirty hamburger, there's Dick's. You know, that's the best hamburger in Seattle. For the most
I haven't. It's the best one I've ever had.
Lynn lives by the moment. Everything that she's doing at the moment is the best time she's ever had in her entire life. We all wish we could live like that, but we can't.
And what about the fries? How would you rate the fries?
Tori has a better thing to say about the fries.
I have nothing to say about the fries. I don't want that light in my face anymore.
We won't ask you about the fries then.
I've already done my shtick. I've done my shtick already. I'm done. I'm not doing my shtick.
Okay.
Everything is really good at the Doghouse. I recommend it to anyone who's coming to town.
Thank you very.
Good food.
Thank you very much.
Go to the Java Jive in Tacoma. Get that camera off me, young man.
I know that's not why you come to the Doghouse, but I mean, it's just a one-off sort of occasion where we're interviewing people. You don't have to be filmed if you don't. You can. It's not going to be on TV. What's the consensus? You want to interview her? Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
So, how long have you been coming to the Doghouse?
Oh, about 2 years, I think.
2 years. Are you from Seattle?
Kinda, yeah. I was born here. I haven't lived here all my life, though.
And what do you usually order when you come to the Doghouse?
Chocolate sodas.
Chocolate sodas. Can we ask you a few questions as well? I can see she's ordering a few French fries.
Yeah,
Are they particularly good French fries?
they're French fries. They're okay.
Are you affiliated with the Doghouse in any way?
So, if you come only for a soda, then you must be coming for other reasons. Why do you come to the Doghouse?
Why? To look at the weird picture on the wall.
Thank you.
Look at the menu.
The menu. Yeah.
The same.
The placemat.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
You're natural now.
What? I don't have anything to say.
Talk about, give your Save the Doghouse.
Yeah, exactly. Tell them about
Come on,
it.
give
me
them
your
the spiel.
itinerary. Give me a break. Your plan.
The man's dead. I know, that's why it's hard to listen to. He'd be Dick Dickerson.
Well, you've done really well when you've been in it. I think you did great.
What you doing?
You reckon? Yeah. Is that funny?
You're like,
good practice.
We're not going to see Rick again. When is he
We love the Frog House.
We do.
Okay, Joe to Joe, Ducky Duck, Andy and Heathy Heath. We love the Frog House.
This is my baby cousin, and he came here from Philadelphia today.
Just for the dog.
Hi, just to go to the dog. No, but he really did.
We were at the Oxford earlier. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Nate. Hi, Jack.
If Heath's mother is watching this, he's not really here, so, and he's not out this land, so.
It's a special kind of night tonight. Here we are. Here we are all together, and there's just a warmth and brotherly love at this table that is truly touching.
Reuniting.
Just like peaches.
Say something, Heath.
Hi.
He lost his voice.
Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. I don't have one.
Hi, Mom.
Don't ask about Dad.
Brothers, sisters?
Cousins.
No, you're an only child.
Cousins.
These are the twins, Heather and Heath. Heather, say hi.
Hi.
Hi again.
Jess? Melissa.
Melissa. Lisa. Too hot to handle. Too cold home. Yeah, this is Monty right here.
My partner's not looking some pussy. You know what? Can you get some?